Hi. Oh,
Hello, welcome back. We're working on festival projects. We've just met Rin.
yeah. I think I went through. Oh no, no, that's fine. Yeah. So we met Rin, and she had a bit of a heated discussion with Shizune,
She's in there. But
and
then, from what we gather, everybody's having heated discussions with Shizune because Shizune is a control freak.
yeah, turns out, Misha's just
Remember?
there for for the ride.
Yeah,
Does
Misha's just
does
there for the ride.
doesn't know what the fuck's going on. um.
More like there for our ride.
Anyway, let's continue. Uh,
Let's continue.
What's the voice that I gave for her? Oh, it was just me, but snarky. It's true
Yeah.
though. I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. Like
What
weekends
a
usually
fucking
are,
thing.
but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future.
I'm about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences. But she walks back into the art classroom.
I'm telling you, man, she's the one, 100%.
She's the one.
Oh, I know. Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? I'm telling you, dude. Oh, I'm in love. Rachel, it's okay. It's just an anime girl. Don't worry about it.
Rachel, if it makes you feel any better, he said that she reminded him of you.
Yeah, I already told her. She knows. She knows.
Okay.
She knows the reasons. She knows the reasons why. This paint can. This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. Uh,
She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy.
Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it? Away.
And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following since there's little choice for either of us.
Yes.
The hallway's quiet and empty now, with Shizune and Misha gone, so we too leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palms. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight.
Yeah.
It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin.
Ah, Mr. Nakai. What a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course.
He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he had some business with.
There's something I forgot to mention on Monday.
I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either.
It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So, we'll do a few tests regularly, but what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything. And come see me if something happens.
What about a permanent boner?
Alright. So how are you? Everything fine?
I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently, this takes longer than my biceps can handle.
Yeah, you should take it easy, man, because that can't be good for your heart.
You've got a bad heart. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realise how often I've done that lately.
Yeah.
Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here. My parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Everyone seems to be except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least, that's the feeling I'm getting.
Yeah.
And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. Thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer
My
anyway.
spine.
My spine.
That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like to know if you've taken up exercising as I asked.
Of course I haven't.
He does, right? Right?
But his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. Not running your ass off, but a
no,
light
just
job.
you have people spying on me? Not as such. I just happen to know a few people. But that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise.
Fucking smart arse. I pick up and lift the can. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully.
What?
He thinks he's a Chad. He's not. The
Oh,
stupid
no,
grin
you're-
disappears from his face for a second.
You're gonna
then comes
blow it
back
with Rin,
like
dude.
he's
You're
never gone.
embarrassing yourself, dude. Don't. Tezuka, would you give us a second? Oh.
The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside.
When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you're still in your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? Yes. Yeah, I promise. Definitely.
See, this game has loads of like healthy messages, and I wish that I'd actually taken any of them in at the age of 16. But, you know, we live and we might learn now and again. He studies me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again.
Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. Oh, is he trying to get me and Emmy together? Is that what he's doing?
You'll just have to go to the track and find out.
Oh, I mean, she's cute and all, but no, don't want that.
Why
not? Because if I hang out in the track, well, I want to make sure I make. Oh, never mind. Just read the fucking thing. I just want to.
He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale light fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them.
Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening?
It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her.
Idiot.
But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seemed to be happily ignorant about confidentiality too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. I don't know why this is so hard for me. I feel like there is some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this.
Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse.
Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further, nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital, it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main building, and Rin leads us onwards towards the dorm. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground, with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall, made of the same kind of bricks as the building itself, has been covered with some sort of painting.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't see that before.
Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against the grey plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall. but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground, beside the wall.
See? The left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better, and it's faster too.
She goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm, or whatever of it there actually is, to demonstrate, even though I got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around, and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base. Of the student base's special properties has in the past few days.
There we go.
This girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blabbering.
She would never lose me. This is sounds an idiot. Anyway, so that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late, and all hope is lost.
He's not an idiot, he's just got lots of stuff in his mind.
Okay, if you say so.
Why
would the hope be lost? Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time.
She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top.
So, this is your project? You did this? Yeah. All of it? Yeah. Nice. But...
I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness. How do you paint if you don't have hands?
It's okay, you can say it. I probably won't get mad.
I blush really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels like that I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. This is really awkward.
Don't you want to ask? How'd you paint without hands? See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet. I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now.
I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either.
Yeah, come on.
Neither of us has anything more to add to the subject.
By the way, there's some people that can do incredible things with their feet. I'm thinking there's a bass player, and no, there's a guitarist actually who can just shred for days with his toes. It's unbelievable, man. Just look up somebody like just look up like playing bass or playing guitar with feet. You'll find people, and it's honestly like it's fascinating. It's really fascinating. There's a guy who's actually who's like a working musician, and he doesn't have arms.
Okay.
And he plays guitar and he sings and he plays bass and everything with his feet.
All right.
Oh, he obviously doesn't sing with his feet, but no. It's really, really cool. I can't remember his name. Julian, look him up, and put his picture like right next to Rin, right there. There we go. Cool. Yeah. So that's the guy.
Yeah. They can be the no hands club.
Yeah. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I want you to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat? Well, paintings tend to be flat. Not like that flat. You know, flat. Like some people are. No substance, no meat where there should be some. I know a few girls who go, oh, okay, I get it. But I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name many artists. artistic terms.
Right now, go ahead. Name 5 painters.
Monet, Caravaggio, Picasso, Monet, Caravaggio, Picasso, Da Vinci, Van Gogh.
Nice.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Um,
Not bad.
Rembrandt. There you go. There's a bonus.
Renoir.
Yeah.
Manet as well as Monet.
Oh.
I had another one up my sleeve.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the Glasgow boys, but I can't remember.
Lowry.
Yeah. There you go.
He was a Glasgow boy, but
yeah, if I remember, I'll put some samples of their pictures. Especially...
Macintosh's wife.
Oh yeah. Was
like an actual painter.
Yeah, don't give me too much work, John.
All right, okay,
these things take time. No, I'll put them up. Yeah. So I don't really have anything to say. Red, yeah.
Red shrugs her shoulders at that, saying "suit yourself" without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there.
I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I want you to get a halogen lamp, like the ones that you have at the sports track, but there aren't any.
She's dedicated, man. She wants.
Yeah. I really like Rin. Did I mention Rin I really like Rin?
You really like Rin, you do.
Yeah.
And she sure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Ha.
Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help, though. It's just mixing some paints. You can do that. Probably. Do you have motor control problems? Like, those people who have some? Cerebral palsy, maybe? Not that I know of. I get it. Heart thingy has nothing to do with that.
She gives me a sly look for no reason.
No, it doesn't. Let's do it then.
So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paint flows lazily from the can to the bowl, like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last milliliter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at the best.
Add half a splash of green.
I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green.
The other green. This green.
I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl.
No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add? No idea. You're the artist here?
A hint of a smile appears in the corner of her mouth.
Do you lack an opinion? Reading's hard. No, it's just that I have no idea. It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white.
With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter.
That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow.
Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing a painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints crouching down on the paving and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy.
Oh,
But Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head.
maybe.
Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixtures, neither of us says a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to conserve words and breath and sound.
Oh, it's getting dark. Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's been
She's
added
adding
to.
onto the painting. That's awesome.
Mhm. We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. And there we go. That was a nice wee day with
Oh,
Rin.
that was great. I want more
Yeah.
days like that. I want more days like that, John.
Buddy,
That's
you
all
might
I
just
want.
get them. You might
Oh.
just get them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into the unpleasant state of wakefulness.
All right. Chill out.
I linger under the blanket for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up while making excuses as for why I already haven't. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here all day. School is surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. No, he's right. Like, if you
Yeah.
don't do something for a long time, going back to it without
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
easing yourself into it is
For
just,
sure.
whoa!
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to... well, I'm looking forward to gigging again, but it's going to be
Yeah.
a shock
Oh, it's
to the
gonna be
system. I'm going to be tired.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I used to do it back in the day.
Well, you were used to it. You were doing it all the time.
That's
Whereas,
true.
you know, there's been things happening, so you can't.
Yeah, elephants. Bloody elephants. I wish they would just go
Anyway.
away. Go away!
Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they are going to let me get away that easily. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medications and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku, so I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. I'd order some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they can get a new life this way. A bit like me.
Yeah, that's the... Yeah, man. 100%.
That's the spirit.
That
After
is
all,
the spirit.
if I'm going to start taking care of myself, I can't afford to slack around. I'll start from the basics. Basics which include keeping the rest of my body in shape, along with what little I can do to strengthen my heart. Maybe then I can go back to something approaching a normal life. Or at least something where I'm less likely to fall over dead at any minute. I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only one present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before.
LBME.
The prosthetic-legged
Yeah.
girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track lively, like a half-mechanical gazelle.
What the...
What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember.
I can remember.
Demi.
Dumbass.
She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog just like he is oppressing me.
No.
I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and his prompting me to do so. And even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. The fact that I would be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I'd leave, but it seems that my former assailant noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over.
Good morning. Your name is Hissa, right?
She grins, seemingly pleased that she's remembered my name.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You may not remember me. Emmy, I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. I nearly killed you. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. How could I forget such a blunt introduction.
Blunt, get it? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling.
Yeah, sorry about that again. I read that weird, but that's fine.
You did.
Well, so long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine. Great.
I'm not sure she realized I was joking.
There we go. So, the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right. Oh. I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. What are you saying? I don't look like I could be a spy? No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid he would have someone to watch over my every move. Unless you're here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I'd seen a messy-haired transfer student who looks like he's kind of lost around the track. So, why are you down here?
Emmy strikes a dramatic pose.
Training. For what? Track. I see. You're on the track team, huh?
Emmy nods enthusiastically.
Yep. I'm one of the better runners too.
Yep.
Yep.
And modest about it too.
Yep. Hey, you should join up. It's like good exercise, you know?
You hate this girl. I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me.
Don't mind her. It's just the voice. I'm just going.
You've given her a really horrible voice.
Shut up. I've given Hisao a really horrible voice.
Yeah, well, you hate him too because you couldn't call him Trotsky, remember?
Yeah, that's true. I don't mind her. She's fine. She's fine.
Okay.
If anything, Misha's got the really horrible voice right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Shizune has nothing because she can't technically vocalize. Yeah. No, I'm not even sure that I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm just not good. I'm just not into organized sports, you know. But you played soccer, so stop lying.
Well, it's true. I never even really got that much into soccer.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I ever played. It wasn't for the glory to be found in the field, that's for sure. Emmy seems to understand my meaning.
I see. This voice, man. I can't do it. Oh,
you can do it.
Oh, it's hard. I struggle. Not that into the whole organization thing. Fuck. I can't. It's really weird. But, like, now that you're here, I guess we're gonna run together, huh? There we go. That's a little better. Huh? What? Sure, I guess.
Emmy seems pleased.
Are you, like, gonna warm up? Real men don't warm up. You're not a real man, Hisao. Shut the fuck up. Oh no, you should always warm up. Bad, Hisao. Bad. Yeah. Naughty.
She's gonna punish you in the equipment shed. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer.
I hate warming up too. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Okay, see you next time, folks.
Okay, cool. If just do the usual, you know.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you're enjoying it so far, and share it with your friends, and watch some of our other videos too. By the time this comes out, there will have been a Doki Doki Literature Club.
A couple of Wind Wakers, maybe.
There'll be a couple of Wind Wakers, although that'll be a while until we can record anymore.
Yeah, Wind Waker is gonna dry up for a bit. Yeah, but it'll be back.
Wind Waker is gonna go on hiatus for a little bit, but
we'll be back.
It'll be back, and it'll be great. And with that, see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Part-timers, we do this part-time. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe.